Yo, what's up? What's up, everybody? I look like shit, right? Yo, I went on a journey yesterday, bro. Listen, welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve. My name is Jose. How's everybody doing today, man? Hope everybody's happy and healthy. Hope y'all meditating and connecting the source, bro. You know we love you, we miss you, we want you to come home. You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out, man. Shout out to my subscribers. I love y'all, man. Shout out to Source. I love you, Papa. Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my archangels, my angel guides, my demon guides, and my spirit guides. I love y'all, bro. Shout out to the universe. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. Shout out Trippy Everything. I fucking love y'all, bro. So listen, it's Sunday. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. Hold on. It's Sunday, January 18th, 2026. Damn, January 18th, bro. The month is flying, bro. So I wasn't gonna go on a journey yesterday because I took a journey Thursday. So whatever. I ended up going, bro. I did 5 grams, bro. I was like, fuck it, bro. It's Saturday, bro. I'm gonna go again, bro. And I went, bro. Now, you know, I can't compare journeys, right? Because every journey's different, bro. Every journey's different, bro. So Thursday's journey, you know, it was amazing. It was amazing, bro. But then yesterday they outdid Thursday. Wow, bro. So whatever. Trippy dropped the video. That's why I went, bro. Trippy dropped the video yesterday. Now I wasn't expecting this video. So when I saw it hit my feed, I said, "Oh shit, bro! Trippy dropped the video. I'm going, bro." So I went, bro. I went, and you know, I took note. I took a lot of notes, bro. You know, it teaches me a lot of things. I'm smoking, bro. So, you know, we went over the curriculum, and they showed me what I needed to see, and whatever, right? After like I don't know, about 3 hours, right? I want to say it was like 3 hours, bro. After like 3 hours, I said, you know what? I want to go smoke a blunt, bro. I'm gonna go outside, bro. So I came outside, I rolled me a blunt, and I walked to the spot where I like to smoke at. So I walked over there and I started smoking, and I started looking at the sky, bro. You know, I love the stargaze, bro. So I'm looking up at the sky, bro. And I'm like, bro, I come here almost every day, bro. Listen, I come to the same spot every day and I smoke, bro. And I saw this one star that was just shining so fucking bright. And I'm like, hold on, bro. Where that star came from, bro? What is that, bro? Where did it come from, bro? So I'm sitting there, I'm looking at this shit. Then it finally hit me, bro. This star was never there before, bro. Never saw this star before in my life, bro. So I started staring at it, and I'm like, bro, I never seen this star here, bro. So they were showing me that we out here, boy. Listen, we out here, boy. That's your star, bro. So I started getting all these emotions and feelings about the star, bro. And I sat there, I looked at it bro. I know I had to look crazy on the overpass, bro, because I was just staring at the star. I don't know, maybe 20 minutes straight, bro, without moving. I didn't move, bro. Right? So I know if anybody was watching me, they was like, what the hell? The guy froze. Right? And I was just like, wow, bro, I was in awe, bro. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, bro. So, whatever. When it finally hit me that this star was never there before, and that was my team showing me that, you know, that we're there. I came back to lay on my car. I like to lay down on the back of my car, bro. So I came back to the car, and from this view, from this aspect, I can't see the star. You know, when I walked over here, I couldn't see the star anymore. But I just lay there, and I'm looking up at the sky, bro. And there's all this activity, bro. Now, a lot of this stuff I can't explain. I can't even show you. Like, if I was to try to record, it won't catch the stuff I see, bro. My camera doesn't don't have night vision, right? So you can't really see what the fuck's going on up there, bro. But with your naked eye, you can. So I'm looking at the star formations, right? I'm looking at the star formations. I'm looking at this brand new star I never saw before, bro. And it gave me this sense of pride, bro. It gave me this sense of connectedness, bro, right? So I could feel my root chakra connecting to it, bro. Listen, I could feel that shit, bro. My root chakra's connected to it, bro. My body starts to feel so light, bro. Like if I was gonna get sucked up into this thing, bro. Right? So it was crazy, bro. But I laid down on the back of the car, started looking up at the sky. And I started seeing these drones, bro. These drones, and like, no matter what, they was in my perception, bro. Like, these aren't planes, bro. They're not making any noise, right? They look like they're far away, but when you on mushrooms, you perceive reality differently. So, the ones that looked like they were really far away, when I started to perceive what they were, I noticed they weren't that far away at all, bro. Like, they're really fucking close to me, bro. It's just they look far away. So I was like, holy shit, bro, that drone is not really all the way up there. That shit is like right there, bro. It's like right there. It could be like 10 feet away from me, bro, but it looks like it's thousands of feet away, and it's not, bro. So, whatever, right? I go into this whole thing, right? I go into this whole thing about perception, and then, whatever, I went back to my room. Now, it's weird because where I live, not many people come out, bro, Where I live, a lot of people here drive, and nobody really walks around here, bro. So I came outside to walk around. Well, not to walk around, to go to my spot. And on the way over there, I passed about 4 hoodlums. Listen to me, bro. I passed about 4 hoodlums bopping down the street like they gang members, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? I never seen these people before, bro. But I don't walk in fear, bro. I don't walk like I'm tough. But I don't walk in fear neither, bro. I just walk regular, bro. I'm just going to smoke a blunt, bro. I'm not bothering nobody, bro. So whatever, I walked past these dudes. They kept it pushing. I kept it pushing. And then I passed about 9 other people on the way to my spot. Now my spot is literally a 2-minute walk. It's literally a 2-minute walk, bro. But there was so many people out and about, bro. And when I finally got there, there's this lady climbing the fence. Listen to me, bro. She's climbing the fence over to where the highway is, bro. What the fuck's going on, bro, right? Wow, I never seen so much activity over here, bro. So I get over there, whatever. She's climbing the fence. I'm like, I'm not paying none of this shit no mind, bro. I spark up my blunt, right? I start walking back and forth. I start looking at the sky, bro. Oh, I didn't tell y'all. Yesterday morning, I went up the mountain. But I didn't walk, I drove. So there's a spot up there where you can park. So I drove up there and I parked. And then I walked over to the edge where I like to hang out at, bro. So I walked over to the edge, I rolled me a blunt, right? And I'm walking back and forth, but I'm just overlooking the city, bro. So I'm like halfway through my blunt, bro, and this car comes. Who's in this car, bro? It's the sheriff, bro. Listen to me. It's the sheriff, bro. I'm like, holy shit, bro. These dudes looked at me, right? It was a dude and a chick. They looked at me. They didn't say nothing. They drove past me. Then they stopped at my car. And they looked at my car. And then they drove up and parked. Like, not right by me, but they parked in the area, bro. So I'm just, I'm watching them. I know they watching me, right? And I don't know if they saw my blunt. But I'm like, man, they probably gonna fuck with me, bro. But I didn't think about it, bro. I finished my blunt, right? And then I didn't just leave immediately. I stood there. I kept walking around. Mr. Shadow hit me up, so I was talking to Mr. Shadow. And I was telling him, like, bro, I'm up on the mountain, bro. And whatever, after like 30 minutes, I said, all right, I'm gonna go home, bro. I was high as shit, bro. I'm gonna go home, bro. I hope the sheriff left, bro, because I'm high, bro. So I got in the car and I started to drive down the mountain. There was nobody in sight, bro. So they left. God bless them for not bothering me, bro. They left me alone, bro. I drove down the mountain. I drove back home. I parked the car, right? And I went home, bro. I went home. And I was just gonna chill, to be honest. I was just gonna write. I was gonna write, make some music, doing what I normally do. And then I get a notification that Trippy dropped the video, bro. And I'm like, ooh, I went on a journey 2 days ago. Yo, bro, you know what's crazy? People ride horses around here. People ride horses around here, bro. I never seen nothing like this before, bro. I'll be passing so many people riding a horse, bro. Like, niggas go to they go to this mountain. And I guess it's like a trail. And they take their horses to this trail, and they ride their horses on this trail. Now, when they get out the mountain, they ride their horses home, right? They ride their horses home. So they pass through here a lot, bro. And I'm like, damn, bro, like, so many people got horses over here. It's insane, bro. Right? It's dope. It's kind of dope, bro. So, what else, bro? What else? Whatever. So, I got penis envy mushrooms, bro. I got apes, bro. So, I weigh 5 grams. I'm like, I'm gonna do 5 grams, bro. I weigh out 5 grams. I eat them, bro. No, I didn't like. I normally grind them up and put them in orange juice, right? But I just ate them, bro. I just ate them. I'm chewing. And this shit don't want to go down, bro. I'm chewing. It's nasty, bro. I'm chewing. I'm like, fuck this, bro. I get some juice. I drink some juice. I swallow that shit, bro. And I'm like, here we go, bro. I put the video on. I laid in my bed. And I just waited. And I don't know. I want to say maybe it took about 40 minutes. It took about 40 minutes because I was eating. I ate the night. I shouldn't have did it, but I ate the night before. And then I ate in the morning, right before I took, because remember, my intention was not to go on a journey. So I ate. So I kind of had a full stomach, bro. And it's not, I'm not going to say it's not good, but when you do mushrooms, you really want to go on an empty stomach if you want to have the full experience. So I knew right away that, I kind of fucked up because I had so much food in me, bro. I ate about 60 Reese's peanut butter cups, bro. I had about 60 of them shits. So I had that. I ate some salad, bro. I ate some potato chips. I got all the junk food in me, bro. And I eat the mushrooms and I go. So it took about 40 minutes, 45 minutes to kick in. So when they kicked in, bro, I just got this urge to get up, right? I got this urge to get up and start to perform, bro. So I did. I got up. I started dancing to the video, right? And I got all this footage, bro. So I don't know. I performed about 4 or 5 hours straight, bro. And then, what's funny is I normally do the trippy videos first, and then I put my music on. Now I took my shrooms like at 2 o'clock, bro. So it's like 5, 6 o'clock, right? When I finally was like, it was like 7. It was like 7 o'clock when I was like, I want to smoke a blunt. Right? I want to go out. I was high. Listen to me. I was so lit, bro. And, where I live, they're beautiful people, bro. But I don't want them to see me like that, right? So I kind of sneak out the house. I get out the house. I'm like drenched in sweat, bro. I'm drenched in sweat. My hair is wet, bro. I look like I'm lit, bro. Right? I come outside, and there's this new guy who lives downstairs. He moved in, right? He drives a motorcycle. He parks behind me. So I get here, I sit down, bro. I'm in a whole other world, bro. I sit down, I start rolling up. And he pulls up, bro. And he starts talking to me, bro. Now, I'm not really in a talkative mode. I'm kind of not here. I'm not here, bro. So I look at him. I look at him, I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? How you doing, bro? Right? He's like, oh, I'm chilling, man. I was doing food shopping. It's hard to go food shopping on a motorcycle. I said, I hear you, bro. Right? God bless you, bro. Right? So whatever. I talked to him, and I'm rolling my blunt, and he leaves. Right? He goes back in, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go by the highway, bro. And that's when I started passing all these fucking. I'm going right around the corner, bro, but I'm passing all these fucking people. on the way there. And I'm like, where do these people come from, bro? I live here, bro. I come here every fucking day, bro. I never see nobody here, bro. But there's so many people out there, bro. And I'm on mushrooms, bro. I'm lit, bro. So, whatever. I walk past all these people. And I go to my spot, bro, right? Now, for whatever reason, all the lights is off. All the lights is off, bro. The street lights is off. The highway lights is off. It's pitch black in that motherfucker, bro. And whatever, I go over there, I start walking up and down. I'm not afraid of shit. I am the light in the darkness. So I start walking up and down, and that's when I noticed the star, bro. I'm like, yo, this star is so bright. That star, where did it come from, bro? I recorded the same sky showing you guys my team the other day. That star was not there, right? That star was not there. Where does the star come from, bro? And that's when they was like, yo, this is your star, bro. This is us. We're here for you, bro. I was like, wow, this is amazing, bro, right? So I start seeing the drones. I start seeing everything, I started getting like a buzzing in my head, bro. Like I was being attacked, bro. But, they can't hurt me, bro. So, whatever. I just chilled, bro. But that was yesterday. That was the journey, That was my journey yesterday. I'm not going to tell y'all, my clues and my hints and my inner experiences. I had so many of them, bro. What I can tell you is that, I've been lacking on my transformation. And they brought it to my attention. We want to give you everything you want, bro, but you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. So, it's just like, all right, it's time to strap up my boots. It's time to put down the bullshit. It's time for me to stop fucking around, bro. So, God told me, I already know you. I already know how you are. I already know. I am you, bro, so I already know. So, go on and do what you gotta do and get it out your system. And, it's time to go to work. So, I took heed. I took heed to the words. I took heed to the feelings and emotions that came with it. And I respect my father, bro. I really respect my father, bro. So, I gotta do what I gotta do. At the end of the day, I came here to complete a mission. I gotta complete the mission. So that's what I'm gonna do. Right. So, I bought me an ounce of weed. Listen to me. I bought an ounce of weed for $20, bro. $20, bro, from the dispensary, bro. From the fucking dispensary, bro. Listen to me, bro. I bought an ounce of weed from the dispensary for $20. It was $20 for this bag, bro. This is 28 grams. This is 28 grams for $20, bro. Now here's where they get you. I bought this, and I bought like 4 packs of wraps. Now the wraps are $2. So 4 packs of wraps, $8, right? So $28 for an ounce of weed and 4 packs of wraps. Good weed, by the way. Great weed, bro. This shit puts me on my ass, bro. And it came out to $38, bro. And I said, hold on, bro. How much is this? $20. All right. How much is this? $8. Okay, 28. How do we go from 28 to $38, bro? And he starts showing me all these taxes, bro. All these taxes. Right? Well, this tax, I said $10 in taxes on $38, bro. That's fucking insane. So he starts apologizing to me, right? He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, hold on, bro. Don't apologize. I don't want you to apologize. It's not your fault, bro. I'm just telling you that $10 tax on $28 is fucking insane. So I go to swipe my card. And he goes, oh, if you don't pay in cash, it's a $4 charge. So, bro, listen to me. I paid $42 to spend $28. I paid $42. All right, I didn't pay $42. I paid, it's $28, $38, right? $38 is $10 plus 4. So I paid $14 to spend $28, bro. If I would have paid in cash, it would have been $28. So This is what you get when you pay with a card nowadays. When you pay with an ATM card, debit card, whatever, they charge you $4 to use your ATM debit card, bro. So that's on top of the taxes. They charging you what? $10 in taxes. So you gotta pay $14 to spend $20. That's fucking crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. What kind of world? And nobody thinks to argue and fight about this. I'm not gonna argue and fight with the dude that's behind the counter because, one, he's a kid. Two, he's just trying to make money. He's just, that's the job he got. That's the job he got to do. He don't control the fees. He don't control what gets charged, bro. So he's apologized, and I felt bad for him because, bro, you don't have to apologize, bro. It's not your fault. I'm not mad at you, bro. I'm not mad at all. I'm just trying to tell you that $10 on 28 is crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy, bro. So, I know he felt bad. He kept apologizing to me, but I it's not your fault, bro. Don't apologize. I'm just telling you that $10 on 28 is insane, bro. That's fucking insane. And then you're gonna charge me $4 more if I swipe. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro? Right? So, what an experience. What an experience. Now, if you quit weed, why did you go back to it? I didn't go back to it. I asked the question, right? Because weed enhances the mushrooms. Weed enhances the mushrooms. Now, a lot of you don't notice because you don't do mushrooms. So, when I take my journeys, I like to smoke. Not right away. I don't like to smoke when I take mushrooms. I like to smoke deep into the journey. So, after I come back from the initial journey and I start to come down and I start to come back, when I blow a blunt, that shit takes me back up to my peak, bro. So after you hit your peak and you come down from your peak, you can get back to it if you blow a blunt, bro. If you blow a blunt. So that's what I like to do. I like to hit my peak, and when I come down from my peak, I go right back to it, right? I blow a blunt. So I ask God, can I blow a blunt, bro? Can I, is it possible, bro? He said, yeah, do it responsibly. It's not a habit where you're going to smoke 10 blunts a day, right? Go blow you a blunt when you do your mushrooms, Be responsible. We're not telling you not to do mushrooms. We're not telling you to quit weed 100%. We're telling you to slow it the fuck down. We're telling you to use it as a tool. So I took heed, right? And, I bought me the weed. I got the weed. Now, this ounce, normally an ounce will last me about a week, a little less than a week. This should last me a lot longer because I'm not smoking how I used to smoke. I used to smoke, 10 blunts a day easily, bro. And I'm only smoking one a day, right? Or when I do mushrooms, because I don't even really smoke during the week. I go to work, I come home. I'm sober all the way up until I decide when I'm going to take my journey. Now, if I take my journey Thursday, then I'm going to smoke weed Thursday. If I take my journey Saturday, I'm going to smoke weed Saturday. I do it with the mushrooms, not without it. Now, you get days like today, like Sunday, today's my resting day. I crashed yesterday about 11 o'clock. It was like 11. And I passed out, bro. And I woke up at 9. Listen to me. They woke me up at 5. Now, I know why they woke me up. Because I gotta do my meditation. I gotta do my workout. And I gotta keep my sacred time, bro. And when I woke up, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I was so fucked up when I woke up, bro. So I woke up, I'm like, what time is it? 5? And I just went back to sleep, bro. Right? I went back to sleep, bro. And when I opened my eyes again, it was 9. It was 9 something. I was like, holy shit, bro. Bro, I crashed, bro. Right? So it's no biggie. I just gotta go, meditate and do my workout. But you want to try to be consistent. You want to try to be, do it every day at the same time. This is the reason why they wake me up at these times. I normally go to bed around 8 o'clock. I wake up around 3. My day begins at 3. I wake up around 3. I meditate until 4. I work out until 5. And then sometimes I write a song or two between 5 and 6. I write a song or I write 2 songs between 5 and 6, and then I take a shower at 6. I take a shower, I put on my pants, I get ready for work. And you know, if I can do all that before 6:30, 9 times out of 10 I record. I record one song or I record two songs, and I leave my house about 7:30 to go to work. That's my daily routine, bro. Every fucking day, bro. You know, I get home from work about 5. I hang out for 3 hours, and then I'm off to bed. Right? I'm off to bed at 8 o'clock. So between 5 and 8, you know, I'm either recording, I'm writing more music, or I'm just chilling. You know, I'm just taking it easy. Sometimes I even go into meditation. You know, and I'm very strict with myself. So at 8 o'clock, no matter what, I stop everything and I go to sleep. And I wake up at 3. And the minute I get up, you know, if I gotta use the bathroom, I go use the bathroom. Sometimes I don't, so I just sit in the darkness. And I meditate, bro. I don't go back to sleep. I meditate. You know, I tell God, thank you for waking me up. Thank you for letting me represent you. You know, thank you for loving me, bro. And I go into my meditation. Sometimes my meditations last 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes 5 or 10 minutes. You know, I don't really time. I don't time myself too much, but sometimes, you know, sometimes you go deep into meditation, and sometimes you just, you know, your body tells you, bro. So sometimes I might meditate for 5 minutes. And I'll be like, all right, that's enough, right? And sometimes I might be there for 30 minutes, you know, and I'll be like, all right, that's good. And sometimes I might be there for a whole hour, bro. Like, holy shit, bro, I really sat here for an hour. Yeah, bro, it didn't feel like an hour, but it was an hour. And, you know, wow, bro, right? So, everything takes practice and dedication, you know. And my team coming out yesterday and showing me, bro, we sent the star here just for you. Look, just for you, bro. It's the brightest star in the sky, bro. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how, but it made me want to cry, bro. Because wow, bro, like it's so beautiful, bro. Like the universe is really fucking here, bro. They're really here, bro. You know, so I'm the only person in the whole wide world that has these experiences, bro. It's crazy, but look, I'm gonna leave this here, bro. I love y'all, bro. I'll be back soon, all right? I'll be back, bro.